What do you do?
I don't know.
He said, Papa.
Yo, welcome back to a brand new episode of the Shuffle Pod, episode number 13. We are back here with a spooky Halloween episode. As you can see, I am dressed up as Spider-Man, and we are here with another episode of the podcast. But we got a brand new guest on today's episode. We got the man, the myth, the legend, ForTheWinTCG. Yo, what's up, Sean?
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Glad to be here, man. Really, really glad to be here.
Glad you can make it on the podcast today. We're excited. Sean is now on the Shuffle Squad, and we thought we had to get him on. There were so many requests from people asking me to get Sean on, and I'm like, all right, I'll get him on. We'll get For The Win on. And like me, For The Win also makes all the rogue decks and stuff. So it'll be a nice, interesting combo we'll have today talking about rogues and our introspectiveness that goes into building rogue decks. Because me and Sean are hard workers. I know, Sean, you upload quite a bit, like what, 6 times a week?
Yeah,
like
around that point, yeah.
And I upload daily, so pumping out all this rogue content can be very interesting. So it'll be interesting to kind of hear another perspective of a rogue deck builder. But before we get into all that, of course, we got to do our weekly roundup. So we'll start with Lindsay. How's your week gone?
My week has been good. It's been pretty long. I've just another week of straight working. But we did I don't know if you guys might have saw on Twitter, we did our department pumpkin at work. So the infusion center. We did. I work with this one nurse that I work with. Her name is Rhonda. She is like, she's honestly like, she's my work mom, and she is just so funny. She's so creative. Like her brain, the way her brain works is insane. Like she always has these crazy fun ideas. And so they put me and Rhonda in charge of decorating our department pumpkin. And they gave me the pumpkin when one of the days Rhonda wasn't here, and I was stressing about it all day. I'm like, what are we going to do? Like, I have no ideas. Like, I was like sitting there like Googling, like trying to figure out what we're going to do to decorate this pumpkin. And then the next day when Rhonda came in, she literally and she didn't know about it. It's not like she had the night to think about it. She just came in and I told her, and she just all of a sudden had so many ideas. And I'm like, okay, Rhonda, you're going to be in charge of this. I'll make it happen, but like you give me the ideas. And so she came up with the cute little idea, pumpkin fusion. And so we made, like, if you guys saw the picture on Twitter, like we cut out the little cancer ribbon on the pumpkin. Because of course, one of the main things we do is chemotherapies. And so we have these little like saline bags that we put paint into. Like we literally injected paint into them, and then did the tubing and plugged it all into the pumpkin. So it's like all these little paint colors were infusing into the pumpkin, and it was really cute. It was so much fun. Just like a little cute thing to do, you know, at work when we had some downtime. So that was really fun. Magnum stepped on a hornet.
Ooh,
so that wasn't fun. Poor little Magnum. We had to take him to the emergency vet, and everything was fine, but he was just in a lot of pain. Poor little guy.
Yeah.
But he's fine now. What else? I decorated my own pumpkin. If you guys saw that on Twitter, I did a little Umbreon. It turned out really well. I liked it a lot. It was super cool. And yeah, that's pretty much how my week has been. I haven't played too much. I played a little bit of Silver Tempest with like making some physical cards and proxying some decks. So I have some opinions that I want to talk about later with some of those decks. And with making my pumpkins, I also made some roasted pumpkin seeds. Look how good. I love roasted pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to be snacking on those throughout the day. So
Sweet.
I love that. But that's pretty much how my week's been. What about you, LDF?
So last time we recorded a video was actually probably it was over like a week ago. So actually a lot has happened. So the next day after we recorded that episode with PJ, I ended up going on a little 2-day trip with a few of my friends. We went to like 2 hours away to like another town, and we just kind of like spent the night doing whatever, going to the bar, going to the club, all that good stuff. It's kind of need like a break and kind of a vacation in a way. It was not really a vacation, but it was like kind of like a getaway type of thing. So that's kind of what I did that weekend. And then not much else really happened. I kind of just did the whole content creation gig, and then of course on this Friday I went to locals again. I played a Giratina deck with an Urshifu in it because I wanted to do something different. I thought Urshifu would be kind of cool against Arceus and against Blissey, and Rapid Flow is kind of insane if they don't respect it. And I did get a few cheeky wins with Rapid Flow, which was kind of cool. But the problem is the deck just it lost zone bricks like really badly, and I am not a fan of it. When I was playing the deck, it was all my losses were literally because I just had bad starts. I don't even think I opened up. There were 6 rounds. I don't think I opened up with Comfey in a single game. It was like Snorlax, Giratina, like Cramorant, Sableye, and it was bad. Like, Lost Zone decks suck. I am probably never playing a Lost Zone deck again IRL in my life because I hate bricking. I hate not being able to play the game. Like, I look at all these Lost Zone games and I see people like ripping Battle VIPs turn 1. I'm out here with like I can get like a quick ball for Luminion for a Colress, and then my Colress doesn't give me a single Battle VIP, and I'm like, okay, the Lost Zone is not for me. I'm not playing anymore. I know I wasn't playing the best deck or anything for like a Lost Zone deck, but I don't know. Lost Zone just rubs me the wrong way. I don't like them. They're just too bricky. But other than that, not much has really gone on. For my week. So how has your week been, Sean?
Grinding, mate. Absolutely grinding. Just been making content here and there, trying to get it out as regularly as possible. Trying to get, into the shuffle squad, get used to like making content there and stuff that. And that's been pretty much it. It's honestly just been head down grinding. I did go out on the weekend with the lads for, a few drinks and stuff like that. Tell you what, next morning didn't feel so great, but we get through them. But other than that, pretty much simple, head down, get to it type of mindset, man, this week. That's what it's been for me.
Yeah, the grinders mentality,
I actually watched, I just watched one of your videos that you uploaded a few days ago. I think it was like the Arceus Umbreon Espeon.
Yeah.
The little spooky action. I might play that on Halloween for like my Halloween stream, because I usually stream on Mondays and Thursdays. So I think I might play that on Monday for a little spooky deck.
Oh,
good fun.
Halloween's
really
on
good fun.
Monday this year. Right, I forgot.
Yeah,
about that.
because I really like Umbreon and Espeon as Pokemon to begin with. So I really want them to be good, and I was actually like super hyped watching that. I was like, oh my god, everyone's scooping. It's such a good deck.
Oh my god, the scoops.
It was it was the one that like you had like 6 scoops in a row, and you were just like, no.
Yeah,
those badges are pretty good too.
Yeah, the badges, man. Honestly, I only realized when recording. I was like, oh my god, the badges, throw them in, bro. Whacked them in, and absolutely helped me out, man. Massive.
Yeah, badges are sick.
Yeah, very sick. But speaking of spooky, since this is the Halloween episode, since this episode will be the closest episode that'll be coming out to Halloween, the next one will be after. So we're going to do some Halloween questions for today's episode. So we'll start off. What is your guys' favorite horror movie or movies? You can choose up to 3 if you want. What is your favorite horror movies?
Oh my god, that's so difficult. I love horror. So like we know that like LDF and I like love movies, right? And like specifically I love horror movies. Yeah. And I'm not talking about like your little scary spook. I'm talking about like slasher horror movies. I love those. I love thriller movies. But I'm trying to think of like my favorite. I still haven't seen Hereditary. I know that's like everyone says that's like one of the scariest movies they've ever seen.
It was pretty scary.
Really?
We will see.
My friends hated that movie. I took them to see it twice. No, they just hated it. They just didn't like it. Not even because it wasn't scary. They just said it sucked. But I'm like, it was good.
You hear that about a lot of horror films, don't you? When they go like, oh, the scares are great, but the movie wasn't that good. I hear that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, have you guys seen the new Halloween Kills movie yet?
No, I have not. I haven't. I honestly haven't seen any of the new Halloween movies.
Really?
I
haven't seen any of the new ones.
I just don't watch horror. Not a fan of it.
No.
I know. I'm a little wussy. I start hiding behind the pillows and all that. I don't. No. I can't do horrors.
I'm having the nightmares.
Yeah. No. It's all right. I want to, there's that clothes hanging up down the side of the wall. I don't want to think it's some sort of monster. I just want to look at it and go, okay, it's not that. I'm fine. It makes my imagination go nuts. No, in all seriousness, no, I'm not a big horror fan. But
do you have a favorite horror movie? You gotta have one. There's no way. There's no shot.
Okay, I kind of liked Paranormal Activity. That's not really horror though, is it?
Oh, you kind of like more I mean, it's scary.
Tension.
It's a scary movie.
It was, yeah.
More like
thriller.
tension.
It's a thriller.
Yeah,
kind of a revolutionary movie at the time.
Yeah,
thriller
I did
horror.
Like that.
Yeah. No, when that came out, people were terrified out of their minds of it. Like people were like. People were scared of that.
That was like it was like the Blair Witch Project when it came out. Had the same.
Oh, that's
effect,
a good one. Yeah, I like Blair Witch. Yeah.
I think my favorite like jump movie, my favorite like thriller jump movie is probably the Insidious series.
I was thinking that too, yeah.
The Insidious movies, and like the story was like cute, right? Like I really love movies that are, I don't know, like the whole like sleep paralysis and the whole like what was it, like lucid dreaming part of it. Like I thought that was just really, really cool how they kind of tied that into the whole like horror aspect of it. But that movie it wasn't necessarily scary. It was jumpy. That was a jump scare series for sure. But I'd say probably one of my favorite like scary movies is probably, man, what's that one Jordan Peele movie? Get Out. I mean, I really liked that movie. I thought that movie was really interesting. I know it's not like a scary like horror necessarily, but like it's still like a scary movie.
It's good. It's
but I do love Jordan Peele and all of his movies.
Did you see the new Jordan Peele movie, Nope?
Don't Look Up or something like that? Is that what it's called?
Note?
Nah, Nope. It's called Nope.
Don't Look Up. Well, no, that's from
Nope.
Netflix.
The one with Glenn.
Yeah.
Steven.
Steven Yeun. Yeah, Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. And I never saw the smiling one. I think Us is the one that you were talking about.
Us. Yeah.
I haven't seen that one yet either.
Us was I
like
Get Out's still the
Candyman.
best. The new Candyman that came out?
Yeah, the new Candyman was pretty good. I did like that.
What's that Smile film I see going around? Is that
Smile? Oh, that one's kind of weird. Like the trailers, like it's actually advertised pretty well. They had like, it was like people smiling at like different things to advertise it. Like in real life, it's kind of hard to explain. It's actually pretty good. It got good reviews too. I saw it. It's more of like a psychological horror movie.
Right.
It's not
Love
like
that.
it's not like action packed. It's a lot of like not like jump scares, but like it's psychological horror. So they do have a bit of jump scares sprinkled in there. It's actually scary. It's a pretty scary movie. It's pretty good actually. Because I thought it was gonna be like a cheesy, like dumb movie. Because there's this other movie that came out that was like called Truth or Dare, and it was like really bad. I didn't like it, and I'm like, this might just be the same thing seen from the advertising and the trailers. Just people smiling and standing there like, it's just like kind of cheesy. But it ended up being good. So yeah, I liked it.
Sweet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess for me, my favorite horror movies, I have quite a few to choose from. I think my all-time favorite horror movie is always going to be the first Scream. That movie is so good. It's so good. Yeah, it's not only is it a good horror movie, it's a good slasher flick. It's actually it's just a hilarious movie. It's a good movie to watch.
It's a good 80s, right? The first one was made in the 80s?
Nah, early 90s. I think it was 92, I think, or 95, 96, one of the two. It came out in, I think it was 96. It's a good movie. It also introduced us to, I think, Skeet Ulrich. Shout out to F.P. Jones from Riverdale. Good actor. But yeah, no, Scream is definitely my favorite horror movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's just a really good movie. It's a really well-made movie. It had, Courtney Cox in it, Friends, Fame. It's just a good movie. They had a lot of good actors in there that I grew to like. So, and my other favorite horror movie definitely would have to be It. Number one. I actually also I'm a sucker for the Tim Curry It too, even though that one's kind of considered campy and not very good. As a kid though, that Tim Curry It scared the living daylights out of me. It was me and my friend Jordan. No, it looking back, like rewatching it, the movie's really corny and really stupid. But as a kid, I was terrified of Pennywise. And the new It, actually, fun fact, the It house is actually filmed. It was filmed probably like 10 minutes from where I live. Like the It house was filmed in my city.
Damn.
Which is really cool. Like, yeah, the It house from the first It movie that they went to. And most of the movie was also filmed in a place called Port Hope, which is about 40, 50 minutes away from where I live. So you can actually visit the sets of It, which is really, really cool.
LDF Pennywise confirmed.
I know. But I'm not going to lie, though. As good as It number one is, I have trouble watching it, not because it's bad, because I'm actually genuinely scared of the movie. I don't know, I get really scared of Pennywise for some reason, like that opening scene with Georgie and a lot of the scares he has. Pennywise just freaks me out. It's actually hard to watch in my opinion. For me anyways, it's hard to watch because I am actually just scared of Pennywise. Yeah, another horror movie that I do like is Get Out. I'd probably put Get Out in that conversation too. It's another really good one.
Is it that good?
Very good.
It's pretty good.
It's like a social commentary kind of movie, but like I would call it a social commentary movie. Like what the message is about, and like what the actual, without spoiling it, what the actual theme of the movie is about.
Okay.
Right.
But
and like if you watch any Jordan Peele movies, it's kind of like he kind of like does that with all of his movies, like makes it very like a broader message about, you know, like social issues happening in America versus like, you know.
Yeah.
But it's still great either way.
Very good. And then I guess the last horror movie I want to bring up here would probably have to be the first Halloween. It's just a really good timeless classic. Yeah, the iconic music, the Michael Myers scenes. Yeah, like the first Halloween movie definitely is one of my favorite movies. It's just like a very easy pick kind of, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Like it's a good movie. I guess like one more movie I want to actually mention that's, I guess you consider it a horror movie. It's actually an alien invasion movie, so it counts. It's actually War of the Worlds from the 2000s, starring Tom Cruise.
Yes, Tom Cruise and Dakota Fanning.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what an iconic movie.
That one like slipped under my mind, and then I just remembered it during the conversation. I'm like, I gotta bring that movie up. Yes, War of the Worlds. That's another movie that freaked me out as a kid. This freaking tripod sounds.
That movie freaked me out as a kid too.
Dude, those tripod sounds. There's something of nightmares, man. It's
I know, and like when they did like the misting, you know what I mean? Like when they're like,
yeah. That War of the Worlds from the 2000s. It's actually kind of, as time went on, that movie, like, I feel like aged pretty well. The effects hold up pretty well. I mean, it's Steven Spielberg movie, but the effects aged pretty well. The movie still holds up, and actually, I feel like as time went on, people started to appreciate it more, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, War of the Worlds, I really wanted to mention. That's another really good horror movie that I kind of wanted to bring out, because that's another one that I remember as a kid really liking, and to this day I still like. It's another rewatch I have every Halloween. Actually, I probably got to rewatch that soon. But yeah. So I guess another question: what is y'all favorite Halloween candy?
I'm a fan of Kit Kats.
Oh, that actually kind of like, for me, that triggers a past memory, because I used to go to, you know, when you go trick-or-treating, right?
Yeah.
Used to go to this fella's house, and he would give like the massive, you know, chunky Kit Kats. He'd just give them to you. So usually some people just give you a few sweets here and there, you know, little packet sweets. He would go, he'll give you everything, you know. So it reminded me of that for some reason, and I was going to mention Kit Kats. So yeah.
Okay. Kit Kats?
Mm.
I'm going to say Smarties. My favorite candy in general is Skittles, and you can still get Skittles in Halloween stuff, but I personally am just a huge fan of Smarties. They're just fun to eat. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate anymore, though, to be honest. I don't really eat much chocolate anymore. It's really bad for your teeth, and it's just like, I don't know, I just don't want to like give myself 20 million cavities. But I would probably choose Smarties. If I had to pick a Halloween candy that's my favorite, definitely would be Smarties. But yeah, I like Skittles too. You get like those little like Skittle bags that come with like 5 or 6 Skittles. So it kind of counts, but I would definitely go with Smarties for like chocolate. But I guess that can wrap. Actually, wait, before we wrap it up, what is y'all favorite horror scary monster? Like generic scary monster. You know, you got vampires, ghosts, skeletons, Frankenstein, whatever. Or you can choose like a horror movie villain style.
I've always been a fan of zombies, right? Ever since like when I was like 11 years old, my parents left me and my brother at home. My brother's older than me, so he was like babysitting me, right? But we were I turned on a scary movie and he like wasn't really watching me. So like I watched Dawn of the Dead when I was like 11 years old. Did not scare me. If anything, it made me fascinated in zombies. So I think I've always been a sucker for zombies. LDF, you know, I love Walking Dead. So like I've always been a big zombie sucker.
Oh yeah.
I think for me, it's got to be Aliens. The reason why, like when I was younger, I have a very vivid memory of this. I was chilling downstairs, my dad was looking after me and was watching, do you know the film Signs?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Watching that, and you know that scene, right? You know, it's been out for a while now, I can kind of spoil it a little bit. But you know that scene where they're looking down that alleyway with the bushes and you could just see the alien kind of crawl across? That petrified me. Absolutely petrified me. Funnily enough, my little sister was there watching it, didn't expect that to come out. She ran out of the house and came back screaming. Not even making that up. She was that like petrified. And since then, I just like the idea of, you know, how aliens are depicted in these types of films. So yeah, definitely got to be that, I think.
Yeah, they're always different too. It's like you never know what to expect.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna have to go with zombies too. COD Zombies, something I grew up playing. Honestly, COD Zombies is one of the big things that got me into actually doing videos. If you know my backstory behind how I got into doing YouTube, so zombies played a big role in that. I'm a huge sucker for Call of Duty Zombies, and then of course Walking Dead, one of my favorite shows. Actually, Walking Dead's on its final season right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 episodes left, which is unfortunate, but all good things must come to an end. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go with zombies too. I'm a huge fan of, I guess, a lot of zombie media, so kind of by default it would have to be zombies for me also.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess real quick, what's your favorite spooky Pokemon?
Ooh.
Mimikyu.
Mimikyu?
Hands down.
What about you?
I'm probably tied between Gengar and Umbreon.
Yeah, pretty good pick. I'd have to go with maybe like, man, I don't know. There's too many to choose. I would say Gengar, but Gengar is too obvious, too classic, you know. I'd have
or maybe
to go
Chandelure, right?
Chandelure's pretty good. I'm a sucker for Gen 5. Yeah, I'd probably either go Chandelure or maybe something like, I like Miss Magius a lot. Miss Magius is a really cool Pokemon. It gets underappreciated. So I'd either go like Miss Magius or Chandelure.
Remember, if you ever want to ask the pod, feel free to send questions for the chance of them being answered on next week's podcast over to podcast@theshufflesquad.com. You can send us suggestions, topic ideas you'd like to hear, and even recommend guests that you'd like to see on the podcast. If you or loved ones are looking for a great price on any and all Pokemon TCG products, head over to Atlas Collectibles and see their huge selection of Pokemon and Magic cards. At the checkout, make sure to use the code TSS12. You can get 12% off your entire order. They have sealed products as well as singles. So whether you're looking for 1 card or 100 cards, you can get it shipped to you worldwide. But if you're not in the mood for any of those physical cards and just want online codes only, you can go to PTCGOstore.com and use code TSS5 to save yourself 5% on your order. And it directly helps support us all here at the Shuffle Squad. What are you doing?
I don't know.
He said, Papa. So now it's time for Guess That Pokemon. So this puzzle was brought to you by PokeXWord. It is the best place to get your fill of Pokemon-inspired puzzles, where they post new puzzles every single day. I usually post my results on Twitter, and it seems like no one has really been able to beat my scores lately. So I'm kind of on fire with that. They recently launched the online version of Guess That Pokemon, so go check them out at PokeXWord.com and follow them on Twitter because they have little giveaways every single month to win a bunch of free PTCGO codes. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, right? Free codes, free Pokemon puzzles, a good time.
And I think we should get into it. So I'm going to be picking the Pokemon this time. Obviously, Sean, you know how to play Guess That Pokemon, obviously, because you're also sponsored by PokeXWord. So we'll get into it. So this Pokemon is from generation number 6 and has Gen 6, 9 letters in the name.
Gen 6, is that
X and Y?
XY?
Yeah.
6 letters.
9 letters. 9
letters.
Yeah.
I always have to write it out on a piece of paper because I'm I can't just imagine it in my head. So I need to get out my little notebook here and just try to get. So 9 letters.
Yippers.
I think in Greninja that's not 9. What else is there? I'm trying to think of the stars. I'm trying to run through all the Pokemon. So there's Greninja, then there's...
Is it Miss Magius?
No, that's Gen 4.
Oh.
Yeah, Miss Maggie is Gen 4.
9 letters, Gen...
Oops. Well, I guess that's my guess.
That's your guess?
I'm actually just drawing a blank. As I always do when I play this game.
Yeah, we might need another hint.
Yeah, let's go for another one.
It is a ghost Pokemon.
Oh, ghost Pokemon.
Okay.
Gen 6.
Ghost Pokemon.
Right.
Gen 6, that's the one, because Gen 5 is black and white.
Yeah,
right?
Gen 6 is X and Y.
X and Y.
So X and Y, ghost Pokemon.
Ghost Pokemon from X and Y?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. I usually play a lot of ghost Pokemon.
Yeah, this might be your
Typically.
specialty.
Yeah.
I think with me, the only thing I'm remembering, what was that ghost woman in that game, X and Y, that just appeared? I don't know why that just keeps popping in my head.
I know you're talking about. I forget her name, but I know
glitch.
You're talking about.
Yeah. But ghost Pokemon, that's specifically X and Y.
Oh my goodness. Why is it so difficult?
Could it be?
with 9 letters in their name.
9
That's what I'm thinking.
letters.
9 letters as a ghost. Because Chandelure's 5, isn't it?
No, Chandelure is... Well, Chandelure is Gen 5, though.
S-C-H-A-N-D.
Yeah,
Chandelure's
Chandelure is actually 9, isn't it?
5.
But yeah,
Gen 6 is a smaller region, though. I'll say that. It is a smaller generation, so...
Yeah.
I don't know if that helps,
Y.
but it's like, yeah.
Based in France, isn't it? Gen 6?
Yeah.
So that might...
Gen 5, Gen 6, Ghost Pokemon, 9 letters?
Yeah,
oh my
9, you
gosh.
know.
9 letters. If you want another hint, let me know. I'll be a little careful with my hints. Some of these hints might kind of give away what it is too easily.
Yeah, I think we might need another hint.
Yeah, I'm drawing blanks, mate.
I bet. All right, next hint is this Pokemon did come out in Lost Origin. It is a Pokemon card that we got in Lost Origin.
It's not Giratina, is it? No, Giratina wasn't Gen 6.
Yeah, Giratina's
No,
not
not
cool.
Gen 6.
Yeah, this Pokemon did come out.
Right, trying to run the Lost Origin set through my head now.
We'll Sableye like what, Gen 2? 3?
Sableye
3, yeah, Gen 3.
And that's not even 9 letters. Came out in Lost Origin. A ghost Pokemon.
No, not Zor, not Gengar. No, Gengar, obviously Gengar's Gen 1.
Yeah.
It came out.
Ghost Pokemon that came out in Lost Origin.
Not Deoxys, it's psychic, and also not 9 letters.
No.
Not 9, no.
Why am I drawing a blank on this?
Do you know what's mad? Everyone's going to be screaming this at
hard?
us. Someone's going to know.
I know, everyone's going to be like, oh my god!
It's this! I'm sorry. Oh gosh, yeah, I'm absolutely drawing a blank. Lost Origin, Ghost type, right. So I'm just trying to think
well under
the
pressure.
psychic type logo. It's purple.
The ghost in Lost Origin.
Yeah, it was a ghost Pokemon, and it got a brand new card within Lost Origin.
I am just like...
Do you know what's mad? when we figure it out, it's going to...
Yeah, I think so.
I need another hint, because I'm still like completely lost right now.
This will be... this hint might not be too obvious. This Pokemon is a VMAX Pokemon, too.
A VMAX?
Yep, this Pokemon did get a VMAX card at some point within the Sword and Shield span.
Okay, I was thinking Lost Origin. It's not in Lost Origin, it's just within...
Yeah, it's just in general, but it did get another card in Lost Origin.
Okay.
So not only is it a VMAX card, it also ended up getting a new card within Lost Origin.
VMAX.
It's not Mimikyu, is it?
Don't tell me.
Mimikyu
I'm about to say,
Gen 9, right?
I thought it was Gen 7, isn't it?
Oh, maybe it is Gen 7. I'm not too big on Gen 7 or 8 or anything, so.
Is it? I don't know. Anyway, it had a VMAX Psychic, right.
Yeah. It might not be a Psychic Pokemon, though.
Dragapult?
Not Dragapult. No. Dragapult's Gen Sword and Shield.
And it's like Dragon Psychic.
It got a VMAX. You're going to say it, and we're all going to be like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
What?
VMAX Psychic.
VMAX?
It's not a Psychic. I'll say this. It's a VMAX, but it's not a Psychic type VMAX Pokemon.
But it's a ghost.
Yeah. In fact, even the new card on Lost Origin is not a Psychic Pokemon either. It's a different type.
Okay, yeah. So it's
a dual type then. So maybe
it is a dual type. Yeah. It's two types.
And it's not Chandelure. Oh my god.
It's not. No, because Chandelure's Gen 5.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So it's not.
The only thing that's popping in my head is Gardevoir, and that's not it, because that's Psychic type.
Yeah.
I'm like completely. I just like don't know why my brain is like.
What other type could be shared with Ghost? Commonly.
But run through the VMAXs in your head, maybe, and you can maybe.
But like I went through so many of them already in my head. I feel like
there's. Trying to think back. There's Meowth. There's Snorlax. There's Tapu Koko. There's.
I'll say that it's a recent-ish VMAX that came out. It came out in the past, like since last summer.
Brother, I ain't getting it.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to take the L on this one. I mean, I have like no idea.
Yeah.
All right, it's Trevenant.
Oh my god.
That's a hard one.
Oh no.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, it was Trevenant.
People in the comments are gonna be like, Simku in the comments be like, you Shuffle Squad don't know Pokemon. Spider-Man knows all.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
PokeXWord, the best place to get your fill of Pokemon-inspired puzzles. New puzzles are posted every day, and they recently launched a new Guess That Pokemon puzzle, which is a ton of fun to play. Go check them out at PokeXWord.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter for your chance to win a ton of PTCGO codes every month. Why don't we talk a little bit about kind of how you got started in the Pokemon content creation and like kind of where I'm curious for where the ForTheWinTCG kind of originated from.
Oh, it's kind of boring. It's just, I think at the time,
one of them.
You know, when you're younger and you're just coming up with names and stuff like that. When I made my YouTube channel, I was like, I just want something simple and interesting. And I was like, oh yeah, FTW. But so I used to be called FTW TV HD, right? That used to be my channel name. Yeah. Which is why when you see my videos, my name is FTW TV HD when I'm playing games. Yeah. My IGN tag. So that's what it originally was. And then I changed it, I think, as I was starting to, grow and go a bit more into the Pokemon TCG content. I was like, I had to change the name because the amount of times where people were just like, FTW, what? Say that again? Like, FTW TV HD. What? Oh, the amount of times people just couldn't remember it. And I was like, okay, it's not the best name then. So let's change that. So that's kind of what happened there. But from getting into it, I used to watch, back in the day, 2012, 2013, I used to watch PewDiePie a lot. And it was kind of him that got me involved. I wanted to make content. So I've just been making content from there. And that is where the name came from. So it's just kind of just popped off in the head and then eventually changed it because I thought it matched the content a bit more. So that's why it's For The Win now.
It's pretty fitting with like Pokemon content, I would say. Like it's a pretty like, you know what I mean? Like it's a pretty good name to have for like making Pokemon TCG videos, I would say. Yeah. Kind of going for the win, effectively, even though that's not really kind of what I do. But it's a good name. Yeah, definitely. No. So like another question I guess I had was, so you do all the rogue stuff. Did you ever, did you start with PTCGO doing other types of content or was it always just rogues?
So it started off with rogue immediately. So my first video, I kind of just fell into rogue. I think what really captured me in the Pokemon TCG is the ability to make your own decks. That's what got me interested. So the first video I made was like a Mewtwo GX Lunala deck where you just move energy around and heal, and it's trash. It's terrible, but it was the first deck I posted, and when I posted that, I noticed obviously views started going up a little bit more, and I was like, okay, we're doing something good here, and then just went down that road. But ultimately, it was, just looking at it, liking the idea of making my own decks and going from there, and obviously that just naturally threw me into rogue, obviously, because that's what it's about, right? Yeah.
Do you have like any inspirations in the PTCGO community that helped you make more content? Because you've taken breaks before, I feel. Right? You've taken a few breaks from YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you have any like inspirational do you have like any other PTCGO YouTubers that inspired you at all? I'm just curious because I have, of course, like Yellow Swallow and stuff, right? So I kind of you know what I mean.
Mine would be the ones that really got me into it was PTCG Radio. Funny enough, that's where I got into the competitive side. Good old Ross. Yeah. Mahone. This was when his channel was called Darium's Competitive Pokemon.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I used to watch Darium's Pokemon. Then I went to Mahone's channel, and that's how I got into it. And Omnipoke, actually. Funnily enough, shout out to Omnipoke. I used to watch his set list, previews and stuff like that and ratings, which he still does today. And that just got me interested in that. And then, at that point, it was those three that really made me get my head down and go for it, definitely.
Okay, nice.
Were you playing Pokemon before you started making content? Or like when you started making the content is when you kind of started playing Pokemon?
Yeah, as I started making content, that's when I started playing it. So usually on my channel, I would just make videos of what I'm interested on at the time. So before Pokemon, it was like Counter-Strike and Overwatch, which I played all the time. Then I picked up Pokemon at PTCGO, and then I started making content from there. So I've only been playing Pokemon for about 4 years on PTCGO.
Okay.
Yeah,
good old Overwatch.
Have you
gone to any like IRL tournaments or events? Any regionals? Anything?
No, I haven't.
Are you planning on it?
Yeah, definitely, man. I've got to do it. I have to do it. Yeah, I've never done it before because I've just been, getting my head down grinding, and I'll be honest, it's quite hard for me to do with the responsibilities I have. I'm a single father. It's quite hard to arrange that. But now that we're getting somewhere now, I think definitely something I want to do. I just never really took the time to do it, but definitely want to.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend. I was kind of in the same kind of boat you're in. Like, I do all the rogue stuff, but I also was never really I didn't play much IRL at all, really. until like late last year is when I really started getting back into IRL, when I first started going to my local league. Shout out Manta Trading. And then, of course, from now, I'm like going to more and more tournaments. And my goal next year is to hit up like all of them. I want to go to like all the major tournaments, NEIC. I definitely am going to try to go to Japan. That is one thing that I'm like 100% fixated on. Go to Japan. Are you looking into going to Japan at all, Sean, for Worlds? Because that's like not a once in a lifetime, but it's like one of those things where it's like I feel like if you miss it, you know, it's like one of those, you don't want to miss it.
I have to go, man. I have to go. I regret not being able to go to the Worlds in London. It's in London, and I didn't even go. But I definitely want to. Yeah, I definitely have that in sight. 100%.
Yeah, because like Japan, it's almost like a once in a lifetime opportunity in a way, right? You definitely don't want to miss that. That's literally where Pokemon is from. It's obviously expensive, but I think it's worth the trip, in my opinion. It'll be worth the trip to go. So
yeah, definitely. I have a friend who wants to go there. So
you know.
Yeah, I'd love to, man. And as I was saying, I have a friend who's constantly wanting to go to Japan, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to go to Japan." And I was like, "Well, this could be an opportunity, and we can go." But yeah, man, I would love to. I'd love to go, man.
Yeah, and you're on the Shuffle Squad now, so you got the homies, you know.
The boys,
you know what I mean?
The
best part about being on a team is it's easier to travel to regionals.
Yeah.
So we'll ask before anyone else has a chance to ask you. That way you can tell the origin story here. So how did the Shuffle Squad happen? Like, how did they approach you, or what kind of happened there?
So PJ reached out to me on Twitter, you know, saying he really likes my content and he thinks it matches, you know, the Shuffle Squad with the vibes. He likes the energy, and just asked if I wanted to get involved. And I was like, right away, bang, yeah, no questions asked, just straight in there, straight involved, because I love the vision of the Shuffle Squad. It's massive, just a hub for everything. Is really, really awesome. So it's PJ, and he's a great fella, man. Honestly, what a great guy.
PJ's
man.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Shout
definitely,
out PJ,
man. So helpful. Helped me so much with getting into it and understanding how things work and getting involved. And he's been absolutely fantastic. So it's just PJ reaching out to me and just asking me, and I was like, yeah, straight away, no questions.
Yeah, we're glad to have you on the team. I think you add a lot of energy to the team, and your editing style is pretty good too. That's another thing I think that adds to the thing. Yeah, because sometimes I watch your videos and I'll see like all the edits, which isn't something that like really happens in the TCGO community. I mean, it's hard to really do edits on PTCGO because people would rather just watch the full gameplay instead of like a cut commentary style video. So I think you do offer quite a good, unique kind of aspect on PTCGO content creation that not a lot of other YouTubers offer or have, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I think what lends to that is the past content creation that I did. As I said, like Counter-Strike and Overwatch, I used to make a lot of funny moments videos, so it's heavily edited, a lot of goofs and gaffs, and I saw that kind of gap, I guess, in the PTCGO content creation sphere. Was like, there's not much of that because it's hard to do that. But I was like, right, let me try and implement that into the intros, the main part of the video, right? Not the main part, sorry, the part where you cover the deck list and you go through everything. Let me incorporate that in there. And then obviously you kind of have to leave the gameplay unedited most of the time. I've tried cutting it up before. It doesn't really work. It's just the way it is. Yeah. But I've just thought, let's apply that to my intros.
That's why I really liked... Yeah, I really like the video, the Umbreon, Espeon, Arceus video where like you had all these people scoop and you just had like a little funny thing before you got into all the games. You were just like, so everyone decided to scoop, and it was just everyone like...
Yeah.
You were cutting to everyone to scoop in the game, and you were just like,
a montage.
Yeah, a little mini montage. I like that. I like documenting some of the behind the scene things of the content creator, right? Because obviously, I'm sure you know, Zeldia, like you go through loads of games that you just can't really put up because it's just early scoops and all these kind of things. Like I like showing that a little bit, and I thought that was a good way to do it, I think.
Yeah, I had the same thing when it was like last week. I recorded a Zork V-Star expanded video, and I went on a 24 win streak with the deck. But obviously, I wasn't going to include 24 games in the video, so I had to like have it all like cut up and stuff. And I remember getting the 20th win streak. I think it was against like a Lost March deck. It was a crazy video, and I know what you mean by that, like cutting up the games and adding the highlights and stuff.
Yeah. It's all part of the game, innit?
Yeah. So I would say this: do you have any? What's like your favorite deck that will be coming out within Silver Tempest?
Lugia, bro. I'm on the Lugia hype train.
Oh yeah,
full on. Absolutely love. But Lugia's one of my favorite Pokemons in general. But just looks sick.
Lugia is good. No.
Did you see it? Did you see it on the tabletop? bro, it's sick.
To be fair, the Reggie list that I was very clear in my intro. Like my Reggie list was not ideal, I think. As much as I would love to be able to test it a whole bunch before the tabletop, realistically, it's just not that possible. Like I did do I practiced a few openings with it, and those were I guess like the best of the best, right? Like got super lucky openings, but I do agree, LDF, that I think Reggie probably needs to be built with Arceus. I know you have that Dragonite attack where you can accelerate the energies, but
I don't know if you need Arceus. I think you can play with Leafeon. You go Leafeon, build up the Drago.
I do think Leafeon is a better option.
Yeah, you go Leafeon, build up the Drago, and then Dragonite to another Drago. And then Dragonite again to another Drago, so you chain 3 Dragos. And then you have Leafeon V-Star power.
I had to try and follow there, but I got there.
Right?
No, yeah,
y'all got that?
Yeah, you use...
We all on the same page?
Yeah, Leafeon build up 1 Drago, and then use that Drago with Dragonite's attack to build up your other Drago.
Hey, you know I'm all about the Leafeon. I'll put Leafeon in every deck.
Exactly. You see the Israel Sosa Leafeon Lost Zone deck that he got day 2 with? Oh my god,
did I?
Yeah,
did I see it?
Mm-hmm. Looks
Love
pretty cool.
that.
Mm-hmm. It's a pretty interesting concept. Honestly, part of me is tempted to try that deck out for League next week, but because Lost Zone decided to be a brick-tastic deck, I do not want to play in a Lost Zone deck. I give me PTSD. I'm just going to stick to Arceus or Regis, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah. Let's just we'll save that for a fun PTCGO day.
Exactly.
But Lugia, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's kind of nasty. I mean, once you get those Archeops out, it's rough. It's so rough. And the fact that you can just discard whatever stadium is in play, especially if it's helping your opponent, is so nasty. It's so nasty.
Yeah. Do you what do you pair with the Lugia? Do you have any? Because I've seen a lot of lists online using Duraludon VMAX. I've seen Gengar VMAX. I've seen other Aurora Energy style attackers with Lugia.
So I do think that the Aurora Energy style is actually a super good idea. I think it can be made into some type of counter tech box deck with the Aurora Energies. I think that would be actually super, super awesome with it. The one I did for the tabletop was just strictly, Lugia, basically by itself.
Yeah, a straightforward vanilla.
Powerful energy in that.
Yeah, the powerful energy, the V-Guard energy, a little cheeky gift in there, just, for skittles and giggles. And mostly for the memes, I'm not going to lie, putting in the Radiant Jirachi, where you can attach a DTE into it. And if you just, happen to hit double heads... I feel like Jirachi's gonna win an annoying amount of stuff that it's just it's so Charles Cheese Entertainment.
It actually is.
Gotta love the cheese.
Yeah, it really is. It really
straight
is.
cheese.
I can't wait for that card.
But I mean, it did great by itself. Even just and with the Oranguru being able to put some of the energies in your hand back into your deck to be able to use the primate. What is it called? The primal turbo or whatever. It's primate wisdom and then primal turbo.
Oh yeah.
The Archeops ability to get those energies back on. I figured that the Oranguru was going to be a good way to kind of put those energies back in the deck for that attack if you happen to get your energies clogged, because it does run 12 energies, right? 4 double turbo, 4 powerful. Yep. I think I had 3 V-Guard and then 1 gift. But I think the Aurora energy idea is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I've seen lists online from Japan. They have Gengar VMAX in the deck. They got Duraludon. I think Duraludon actually seems really good going into Silver Tempest because it can beat Lugia. Because did your Lugia deck play Path at all? What stadium did you use?
I did Path, but I also threw in some Lost Vacuums in there, right in case I needed to bump it myself. If I needed to bump it before the attack, but I was doing Path because of Duraludon.
Yeah.
And, just because it disrupts most decks.
Yeah.
Does Lugia discard your own stadium?
You can. Yep, you can discard whatever stadium in play, and you don't have to.
You don't have to. Okay, that's important. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's important.
So you may discard stadium in play.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
True. Okay. So do you have any other deck you're looking forward to coming out for the win at all, or from Silver Tempest? Because there's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I want to try that Incineroar one. Looks a bit funky. I don't think it's going to be anything great, but it does look a bit funky. I mean, other than that, I don't know too much, if I'm honest. I'm usually the type of fella.
I don't dig too much into new set content right away. I'd rather wait for it to come out on PCGO, so I It's more fun that way.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I enjoy. I love looking at it and going, right, okay, time to get cooking. You know what I mean? And then just go around and see what you can do. That's what I kind of like to do. I have an idea. I've seen some of the cards and, the Reg Dragos, Lugias and stuff like that. But when it comes to like rogue deck content creation, it definitely, I'm just going to get my head and start, cooking up some stuff when it comes out. So there's nothing in my mind right now. But yeah, there'll be something, I can tell.
I think a rogue deck that's going to be really, really good is going to be that single prize Pikachu deck with the Dedenne.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't remember what the Dedenne does, but like it's whatever attack you use with the Dedenne, and then you use the next turn you use the single prize Pikachu, and it's for 1 lightning energy. It does 20 damage. But if you use whatever Dedenne's attack the previous turn, it does an additional 180. So you're telling me that this little Pikachu is going to do 200 damage with 1 lightning energy, and it's like a 70 HP Pokemon?
That's kind of mad.
Pretty good.
So LDF, for the win, you guys got to make videos.
Definitely. Yeah, that one looks fun because you also have, I think there's Morpeko and Togedemaru.
Yeah.
It's like all the rat little mouse Pokemon. I think it's Pikachu. Yeah, Pikachu, Morpeko, Togedemaru. I think there's one more. Because I know one of them does like a spread attack. It's very similar to the Hitmonchan deck. Yeah. Very similar to Hitmonchan, where you go Hitmonchan, only him on top. This one you can go I think it's like you start with Morpeko and then you go either Pikachu or Togedemaru. But that deck looks really fun to play. It's gonna be a fun it's gonna be like Lunarocks, another fun little single prize deck.
It's nice and simple. Goes in. I mean, it reminds me. I used to love that Hitmontop deck, man. I adored that deck. So I think I'm gonna enjoy the Pikachu one. Definitely.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really gonna be really cheesy.
Very cheesy.
But I think it's actually gonna be pretty sick. For the next tabletop that I have coming out next week, I was gonna try that Regalecki VMAX Vikavolt deck.
That deck looks pretty good. I think I got a deck profile video going up tomorrow on the Shuffle Squad on that deck.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that one out. I wanted to make it kind of like a fair matchup, but also a matchup that shows the strengths of the decks that we're featuring. So I was just going to do that versus the Arceus Deoxys Espeon deck, and just not that it's they're not really necessarily favored against one another, but you can also steamroll. I guess depending on who goes first, you can probably just steamroll one of them.
Yeah.
But
do Vikavolt versus Palkia.
I was thinking about doing that, but obviously the Vikavolt's gonna poop all over it.
Yeah. That'd be funny. You could do Alecki versus Drago though too. Battle of the Reggies. I think that'd be a pretty fair matchup.
It's interesting. Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Regidrago? I've heard some people commented and were like, "Oh, it's so much better with the Lost Zone." Some people were saying, well, you should just put it with Arceus. We had somebody say that they were doing it with the Eldegoss and then doing Gardenias that way. That way you're kind of guaranteeing those energy attachments.
I mean, if you're taking it seriously, I think personally I kind of back the Arceus, if I'm honest, because it just simply gets the Regidrago into play, and then all you have to do, the energy into the Regidrago, and then all you have to do is just go ahead and get that Pokemon and discard power, and it'll actually use the attacks, right? So I think it's the one that's a bit more is safe, so to speak. You know what I mean? So I kind of back the Arceus one, but I do like LDS idea as well with the Leafeon on that too. And also, I was thinking actually when looking at the card, but just before doing this, with the Lost Box engine, how that would fare. That'd be quite interesting. So all of them are kind of viable, but I prefer the Arceus personally, I would say.
I do like the Leafeon. I mean, I love
you get to play the V-Star, and you get access to this and that. You could even maybe try the V-Max. I think Leafeon V-Max is kind of interesting right now. One of the reasons why I think Israel played it, I think it had a good matchup against Gudra. Gudra has a 3-retreat, has a good Blissey matchup. You just max Leaf or whatever. Grass
you don't even need the mine.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why Leafeon VMAX could even go on the Drago deck. You never know. It might be good in there too. I'm not sold on the Lost Zone Drago deck. The more I think about it, it's I don't know if it's that consistent because I don't think you're going to have that many times where you have to bin a dragon Pokemon in the Lost Zone. I don't think that's the problem. I think it's also just not efficient enough. It's too slow. It feels like a worse Giratina deck, basically.
Yeah. It's not going to be. I see what you mean. It's not going to get everything in the discard pile as much as you want, and as you have to kind of. Because
everything's in your hand. I feel like you're not going to be able to get them in the discard as often. That's why I think I'd rather just play Drago with Leafeon, Gardenia, or Arceus, because I don't think you really need the Lost Zone. At that point, just play Giratina. Giratina is a better Regidrago for the Lost Zone. So
right, and like people are like arguing, like, oh, you can use like Star Requiem, and like exactly like you said, at that point, then just play Giratina.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why,
like, like in theory, Regidrago has the ability to be really good, right? Like you have a really good shred attack. You can use Duraludon VMAX's 220 shred. Like that's pretty good. I mean, you can use Gudra's Rolling Iron, prevent some damage. You have the Dragonite that's coming out in the new set where you can accelerate energies. It's like, in theory, it's really good, but like after actually physically like playing with it and trying to find like the most efficient like engine, I guess I mean, I didn't hit it. I didn't hit the most efficient engine, and I'll be the first to say that. But I'm just like, it's got to be there somewhere. Like, I'm really excited for everything to come out, and, you know, people start cooking and hitting the lab, and then, you know, this cracked deck comes out. But I know it's going to be a pretty big shift too once we, you know, get over the new year and we're losing, you know, all the like the first kind of half-ish, quarter-ish of the cards from that rotation.
Inteleon.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Inteleon engine, Quick Ball.
Yeah.
Quick Ball's a big hit.
Net.
Yeah.
That's
the thing too. Lost Zone Drago won't translate well if like Scoob Net doesn't exist. I don't even know if the Lost Zone's going to be that good without Net. I mean, you got switch card Rope, but you don't get to use
Net
Comfy's
is
ability twice.
The Scoop Up Net is just making that deck unbearably good.
Yeah, you don't need to max out your board, do you? You don't need to get all the Comfies out in play in order to max. You can just scoop them up and reuse them. Yeah.
I'm not sold on the Lost Zone deck going into post rotation. That's why I'm not putting all the money on the Drago list with the Lost Zone. I'm like, Drago's probably better with Leafeon, Arceus, one of them too.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my take on it anyways.
I back it.
Yeah. Is there any other cards from Silver Tempest at all you think that are worth talking about or thinking about for rogues or just for like the competitive kind of atmosphere?
Silver Tempest kind of seems like one of them sets that it's not going to have too much of an impact.
I don't know. I've seen people compare it to Vivid Voltage. I don't think it's like Vivid Voltage at all. Vivid Voltage was a bad set.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
It had the best card in that set, in my opinion, was the Coding Metal Energy in the Luke Metal deck. Yeah. Everything else was like, at first it was like, it's a honeymoon phase. Like everyone was on the Colossal hype. I was on the Colossal hype, and then Colossal fell off really fast, and then. Yeah, like that. I think Vivid Voltage was like a bad set. Silver Tempest is not comparable to Vivid Voltage. It's actually got a lot of playable cards in it. Lugia, Drago, Aleki, Jirachi could be kind of cool. There's the new Radiant Alakazam. It just feels like there's more cards in Silver Tempest. I don't know. I don't think it's a bad set at all. I don't think it's also like Fusion Strike level bad, where we just had Mew and Gengar and that's about it. I think there's enough good cards in that set where it's like, it'll be like another Astral Radiance style set. That's how I look at it. It's Astral Radiance 2.0, not Vivid Voltage 2.0 or, Fusion Strike 2.0, where the November set is just kind of trash dead weight.
Yeah, I haven't looked at a lot of the single prize options, really, other than, like, that Pikachu. But, like, I don't know, like, just kind of looking through it and thinking about it, like, the Alolan Vulpix V-Star, like, isn't really that great. I feel like Unknown really isn't that great.
Unknown would be interesting.
It's going to be...
I think Vulpix is okay.
What does Vulpix do?
I don't think it's bad at all.
It does 160 damage for a water double colorless.
Right. Turbo
so it does 160 damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from Pokemon with abilities. But of course, there's so many gust options and like the V-Star power. The V-Star power is not terrible. So it's it's the attack with no energy. So it's like a no energy attack. 70x damage. It's attack to 70 damage times the number of your opponent's Pokemon V.
Okay. Right. It seems very circumstantial, very niche.
Very circumstantial.
Yeah, but I don't, something just like irks me about it being 160 damage for a three energy cost, and like if you are running the double turbo, like it's doing 140. Like I guess you are kind of forcing them to have the gust, and like you could do I guess like. I don't know, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I think Vulpix will be okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to see though. It's one of those like we'll have to see kind of cards, kind of like Zorak V-Star in a way, where people are like, "Oh, this card is broken," and then as more time went on, people are like, "This card's kind of mid." You know?
Same.
I was so hyped for it, and then it just crushed my hopes and dreams.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of flopping, but we'll have to see on that one. We'll have to see.
No, definitely. But other than that, I don't think there's anything too crazy. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't seem to be a mad impact set. You know, something like Brilliant Stars when that Arceus came out.
Yeah, Brilliant Stars was a huge set. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I think it's one of those ones.
Yeah.
The new tablet cards I think will be interesting.
There's a lot of good trainer cards coming out, I think. Like Serena is just like disgusting.
Yeah,
Serena's pretty disgusting.
Like that.
Serena's pretty good, yeah.
Draw August in one card is kind of nutty. That's a bit
nutty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can declunk your hand, like draw up to 5, or you can just like gust up a V. Like it's a pretty nasty card.
Yeah, it is for sure.
And it's top deck draw without getting rid of too much cards from hand, so that's good as well. It helps you build a good hand.
Kind of reminds me of like Sightseer a little bit. If you remember that card. You like discarded any amount of cards from your hand. I think that card came out in Lost Thunder. So it's like 4 years old now. It was like you discard any amount of cards in your hand, you draw as many cards as you discarded. Up to 5, I think, or something like that.
Yeah. I was confusing it with, what's that, Erica's Hospitality or something like that.
Yeah.
I was confusing it with that.
Erica came out a set later.
Yeah.
Sightseer got a lot of hype when it came out. Everyone's like, oh, this card might be broken, the best supporter in the game, and then it just, like, no one used it. It flopped immediately. Malamar didn't even play it, and Malamar was, like, the best, like, deck to play it in.
Yeah.
So... You know.
I mean, LDF, I know me and you have talked about it before, but I am so excited for the Earthen Seal Stone to use. And I'm telling you right now, I will be playing Jolteon VMAX. I will be.
Yes.
I will be playing Jolteon VMAX, and I will be playing it with that stone.
Jolteon definitely seems pretty good for the stone, 100%. I think Jolteon Stone will be a pretty interesting concept.
And
Jolteon
with that Zapdos V.
Oh. Yeah. Jolteon's like lurking in the background, waiting to be good again. I feel like, and I don't think Palkia's going anywhere. Palkia's still like just a ridiculously broken deck in Silver Tempest. So Palkia's still going to be here. I guarantee you, we're still going to see like Cal Connor play and get second place at the big regionals with it. Like it's just still a good deck.
Yeah.
So maybe Jolteon's to play for Toronto. Maybe.
But I
think it's going to be really good with that Zapdos V.
Yeah,
attaching the stone to that, being able just to like attack.
That's correct, man. That's correct.
Very correct. Very correct.
And like now we have canceling Cologne too, right? So like if Manaphy is still an issue, we still have the issue, or we still have the ability to cancel Cologne. But it's going to have to be a build without the Inteleon engine, I think.
I disagree. I think Inteleon's still the way to go, because he finds you badge, tablet.
Yeah, I think I've tried Jolteon with like a big barrel engine and stuff, and it is less consistent than Inteleon.
Slow.
Yeah, Inteleon just straightforward.
But like it's rotating soon.
Yeah.
True, but not. It'll still be good for Toronto and stuff. I don't know. And Arlington. Those 2 regionals in December were Silver Tempest. I think it's legal for Toronto. Yeah,
the next one I'm going to is Orlando, so I'm trying to build like a crack deck for Orlando.
Do you know, I love tournaments just post rotation because you see some mental stuff, man. You see some people trying out loads of different things.
Did you play at all in the like last year when I think Table Mom was one of the big ones? They were hosting like tournaments that were post rotation tournaments on like Played Out Limitless. Did you ever play in any of those?
No, I don't actually. I've wanted to get involved in like limitless tournaments. It's a bit overwhelming. I look at it, I'm like, buddy, what's all these rules and what's all this and what's all that? So I think it's just I got to overcome that, I think, to get involved and get into that. So no, I don't think I did. So that was last year. I was posting content last year, wasn't I? It was last year.
Yeah, it would have been like last summer.
I think I just came back last year, didn't I? I think it was.
Oh yeah, we gotta get you on Limitless.
Yeah, you gotta get on that, bro.
Yeah, I'll get involved.
Limitless is huge.
Yeah.
For sure,
I know it's overwhelming, but we can help you do whatever with it because like once you get past that overwhelming part of it, it is an amazing website.
Yeah,
It's good content too. It gives you like a reason to stream. You can just stream your tournament run. Boom, there you go. You got to stream out of the way. Boom. You know,
and even some for YouTube matches because like they're better than ladder matches usually most of the time, and like better opponents.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something I want to do for sure. Because I think right now the biggest issue I'm having is trying to find quality matches on PTCGO.
Yes, dude. I know. Bro. I saw your tweet the other day. You're talking about like ELO.
Yeah.
How like your ELO will draw and you got to get your ELO out. You got to get out of like the low ELO, and then I get that all the time. It is so frustrating when like you play against players that are either they're playing okay decks, but they make really bad misplays, and then you can't include that. You don't want people to be too harsh in the comments. I've had that happen before where like I'll play against someone and they will make some really questionably bad plays, and I'm like, even though I won the game, and the game itself was actually not bad, but if I include it, I'll get comments of people like, oh, this person is terrible at the game, and then people are going to assume that I cherry pick the worst matchups. I don't like that.
It's a hard thing to navigate, man. It's like me. I just hope that my misplays overshadows theirs. That's what I think it is. I'm sitting there going, right. You know, I think every time someone watches my video, they know a misplay is coming in. So you know, I think that plays a part. But
especially
no,
playing live,
that's how we learn.
Oh no,
that's how we learn.
I find the fun in it, you know. I find the fun in it. I think it's funny. You know, you do something stupid, you laugh at it, you know, you fall over, you get up, you have a bit of a laugh, and you get going. So that's kind of like my type of humor anyway. So you know, it's fine with me. But I know what you mean, having to like pick the right type of video, the right type of games for the videos. But you don't want to cherry pick too much.
Exactly.
You know, it's a very hard balancing act. But you know, that tweet was definitely about that, because I was just coming up against, you know, I was testing a deck. And then it was just bad, right? It just wasn't winning. It wasn't working. So obviously, Elo just tanks. So then, you know, you try and just, you know, recovering it a little bit. And that takes a bit of time. And then you don't really know if you're there yet. So then you start recording. Then you get into a game where it's like, oh, I can't really put this one in. And then you want to play it through still. And then, you know, you have to try and kind of figure it out. So it's a bit frustrating. I would say that for sure. And, you know, that it's a privilege problem, I guess, for me to be in that position. But it's definitely something
that... It can be, because, you have to, like, drop those games, and then that's what tanks your elos, because you're dropping all these games.
Yeah, exactly. And
when I used to make those, I know, it's a struggle.
And then the scoops, funnily enough, actually... I used to love the scoops. You know, back in the day, I'd get loads of scoops, and I'm like, this is sick. But now I'm like, you know, I've only got a certain amount of time right now to get recording. So, you know, going back to earlier, full-time father, I spend my evenings with my son and stuff, so it's usually during the day where I make it. So I'm quite limited on time. So there's a lot of that going on as well, where I'm like, you know, I'm running a bit low on time. I need to find a game here. And then it doesn't really work out for me. Or it does, and I end up doing it. But it's just all that, like, padding. You know, a video usually takes me about 4 hours, right, to make. But, you know, I could spend 4 hours looking for the right game, which just doubles it, you know what I'm saying? Which is what I was saying about PTCG Live, where I'm kind of like, do you know what? I kind of don't mind, you know, it coming out sooner, you know, because it has the casual for testing, and then the ranked, you're going to naturally get more... higher quality games and people actually playing through the game. And as I said, the casual's great for testing. So that's what that tweet was about.
Yeah, that's true. I get that all the time with the low elo stuff, and I feel the exact same way, right? Where like I sometimes have a limited amount of time to record a video. So playing all these extra games to get my elo up is just wasting time.
Yeah, exactly. It's, you know, it is a small problem. Don't get me wrong. It just got to me that day. That day it hit me, and I was like, yo, nah, I guess this ain't happening.
I guess one other question I want to ask you about the content creation struggle, I guess. Do you ever run into viewers or fans, but you concede the game very quickly, and then they'll say something about it?
Yeah, I've had it before where someone's, or like I've run into one and I haven't included it in a video because, well, I just wasn't recording at the time, you know. But I have had that. I try not to take too much notice of it because it's just a part of the game, you know what I mean?
This is how it is.
You don't get a good hand, you know, you're limited time. You got to sit there and go, do you know what? You know, is it worth playing through this game? You know, it's a part of it. But yeah, part of me sits there and goes, oh, but they're a fan. I don't want to just scoop on them. They're probably excited. You know, they're playing me. You know, they might be loving that. So usually I'll try and play through the game when it is someone who recognizes me. But yeah, sometimes you just have to do it and just, you know, take the L on that one. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, I get that so much. I'll run into somebody on the ladder and they're playing a bad matchup, so I'll just I'll just instant concede. I'll like say hello, heart hello, whatever, then I'll concede, and then maybe an hour later, I'll stick a post on Reddit or Twitter. I read it a little Dark Fury, but he conceded at, and then somebody will comment like, oh my god, you ran into him, and then the guy will reply like, yeah, but he conceded, lol. I'm like, bro, sorry, like I don't know, it's something that like I do too much. Like I concede a lot, but it's like then the people will like. Will make a post afterwards saying they were excited to run into me, but then they'll reply to the comments like, "Oh, but he conceded afterwards." LOL. Like the game lasted like a minute. It's the YouTuber struggle, where it's like I know, like I would love to play against you, even though you're playing a bad matchup, or I have a bad hand, but I don't have all the time on the planet.
We gotta make content, y'all. We gotta keep it rolling, keep it moving.
And I don't have all the time in the world to record this game. I'm sorry that I have to concede on you. I know you're excited to run into me on the ladder, but I just don't have the time. My hand is bad. I'm playing against a bad matchup, bro. Like, I'm not going to stick it out.
It could be worse, right? You could be like me and hit LDF on the ladder while he's streaming. I'm playing Jolty on VMAX, and he just absolutely bodies me.
That was hilarious. The Dialga V-Star Mega Zone deck.
That was pretty insane.
The person I run into the most is you, LDF. I haven't run into any other YouTuber. I've run into
like 3 times, yeah.
Yeah, we played a couple of times. But I don't run into anyone else. I don't know why. I just run into you. It's mental. All the time.
Yeah.
At least when it comes to comparing it.
I have run into you a few times, Lindsay, actually. Sometimes I'll like go back and look at like the past tournament history on Limitless that I've had just to kind of see how like nostalgic. And I've noticed I go through a lot of the older tournaments. I notice I play against you a lot in the tournament.
Oh yeah.
Like I look back and I'm like I just see like Lindsay Rose Cup. I'm like, okay, next tournament. Oh, I played against Lindsay Rose Cup. Like I run into a lot in the online tournaments for some reason.
Yeah, I don't play too much of the online tournaments anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done many online tourneys either where it's like, I'm not like, I know it's good content, but I just don't really have the motivation to sit there. A lot of the time, if I do bad in a tournament, I kind of get a little like tilted. And I'll start like, I don't want to like come off as like toxic or complaining when I'm streaming. So I try to stay away. I'd rather just grind the ladder where I can have some fun and insane, hilarious moments. I literally posted a funny moments montage because I've had so many funny moments happen to me over my time of streaming where it made for perfect content. But that's just on the ladder, not really including tournaments itself. And I play tournament, and even if I do well, it's awesome, great content. But then if I do poorly and I drop, it's like I start to get a little like tilted, and I'm just like, it's not good content. People don't want to watch me complain that I did bad in a tournament because my deck decided not to work or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm with you. It's about having a good time ultimately, isn't it? So if you're not having a good time, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Amen. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Amen. I guess I got one more question to ask you for the win. So. I've noticed you've been streaming a lot more now, either on Twitch or YouTube. So what kind of got you into like the streaming kind of grind motivation thing?
Oh, I'm not streaming so much, but I like the idea of interacting with the viewers directly. I really like that. I really, really enjoy that. And just chatting to people live. And I actually have the most fun doing it because, I don't know, it's just the vibes. There's just good vibes with the streams. So I think that's what makes me want to do it. And with it doing it on YouTube, I do like the idea of everything being in one place. I know there may be a problem algorithmically, but I'm going to try it out and see how it goes.
How it goes, yeah.
Yeah, see how it goes. And obviously with it being on the YouTube, there's obviously a lot more people involved, and that's where I have a lot more fun because there's a lot more going on. So that's a big part of it too. I like the idea, but the reason why I want to stream on Twitch, because I like the idea, I know yourself does it, Mahone does it, where you play some games and you can use that in your content on YouTube, right? It's a great way to, add some extra content if you are struggling for time, which is one thing I would love to, take into account as well. So there's a few things to take into consideration with it, but overall, I just love interacting with people directly. I think that's so much more fun than just reading comments,
Yeah, I'm the same way. That's one of my favorite things about live streaming is like, obviously I enjoy playing the game, and sometimes playing the game for 3 hours can be stressful or like tiring, or I don't feel like it, but just being able to sit there and talk with chat, have a good time, have some good laughs. It makes it worth it.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much fun, I think, really,
it's just like you're like hanging out with people.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good hangout sesh,
Yeah, it's a good time.
It's a good time, yeah. And I kind of agree with you on that YouTube thing where YouTube, that's one of the reasons why I stopped streaming on YouTube, because I used to stream on YouTube for a while. I think it was like 3-4 years I was streaming on YouTube for. And I know it's like I stream on YouTube. I would get like 200 viewers, but then I go to Twitch and, the struggle is the viewers were not there. Twitch's competition is more thicker compared to YouTube, where YouTube, you have a higher chance of getting more viewers. But on Twitch, the viewers can be lower, especially if another bigger streamer
is
streaming, like Azul or Mahone or something. But the reason I enjoy Twitch is because I like the environment a little bit more. I don't think Twitch pays as good as I would have wanted it to compared to YouTube. Yeah. But Twitch, I just like the vibes more. And I know Twitch has got a lot of turmoil recently with a lot of the things they've been doing, a lot of questionable decisions, a lot of, immoral, unethical things they've done. Like banning people for some pretty dumb reason, then unbanning them a week later. I don't want to talk about what that was. Some things Twitch does is just so But I also enjoy the grind on Twitch too. I've enjoyed building up an audience on Twitch. So
I think I would like that part of it too. I still need to make that decision. You can see I've been playing around with it. I streamed a couple months ago on Twitch, so I'm playing around with the idea. But I think yeah, there's definitely more thought that needs to go into it. I want to test the algorithm stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I wasn't.
We're losing it.
Yeah,
I think for like the viewer too, I think Twitch is a little bit better in terms of like the viewer aspect of it, because like you have all the emotes and like you have like the cute little like hype train stuff. And you can obviously like raid people. I think like overall like the as a viewer, Twitch is just overall better.
Yeah, it's a better experience, you know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's because it's built on the premise of streaming, isn't it? It's had so many years to build on that compared to YouTube. That's just kind of just jumped in. So, yeah, I agree with that fully.
Yeah, it's just,
like,
again, going back to what I was talking about earlier. Like
the
Twitch,
vibes are good.
The vibes are very good, yeah. This is the problem with Twitch, though, is really... I don't know if the payouts there, especially for non-partnered creators, like it's hard to get partnered on Twitch, especially within the PTCGO kind of community, right? It's hard to get partner. So it's just, I don't know, like Twitch has positives. I think the positives honestly do outweigh the negatives, but it does have its negatives. And I feel like Twitch keeps doing really questionably dumb things with what they've been doing, and it just kind of brings it down. Because I know a lot of big content creators. Purplecliff is a good example, where he was a huge Twitch streamer, but he went over to YouTube because YouTube gave him a better deal, but also because he just doesn't like what Twitch does anymore. He doesn't agree with a lot of Twitch's decisions and a lot of the things they've been doing, you know?
Well, I think that's a pretty good spot to wrap things up here, so we can, for the WinTCG, if you want to plug all of your socials, where we can find you.
Yeah. It's ForTheWinTCG on YouTube, FTW_TCG on Twitter. And those are my two main platforms. Twitch is the same, ForTheWinTCG, if I ever do end up streaming on there. But that's it. Yeah, thank you.
And on the Shuffle Squad YouTube channel now as well. I think your first video with us came out today. Am I wrong?
No, it was last week. Yeah, second one's video. Today. Yeah. And the reception's been amazing. So yeah, it's absolutely awesome. Yeah.
So if you want to see even more For The Win content that's not just on his YouTube, you can also check out the Shuffle Squad, because he's got a video, every Saturday now, I think it is? Or Sunday? Saturday, you post a new video?
Yeah. Sunday.
Right.
Great vibes.
Yeah, I think Lindsay's Saturday, your Sunday, and then I'm Monday.
Mm-hmm. Damn, what a good 3 days that is.
We got the whole little schedule.
Yeah, damn.
And I know I'm only doing videos like around set release times, because like we're just doing the tabletop videos like as soon as the set comes out, doing 3 of them, and then PJ and I are working a little bit behind the scenes for a new thing that's going to be coming out on the Shuffle Squad YouTube channel, but we want to get a lot of videos made first and kind of do like the get that started. Okay, well, I think that's going to really wrap it up for today then. What do you guys think? Any last final thoughts?
No,
that was a great chat,
I think we're good to go. We had a good discussion about content creation once again. Yeah, I really enjoy sitting down with content creators and also talking about content. So kind of get like a one-on-one kind of combo. I like that a lot. So yeah. But I think that'll be it for us on episode numero 13. We will catch you all next Thursday with another Shovel Pod episode. That'll be it for us. See ya.
The Shuffle Squad is proudly sponsored by Atlas Collectibles, the best place to buy any trading card game product online. Visit atlastcg.com and at the checkout screen, make sure to use code TSS12 to save an unbeatable 12% off your entire order. Atlas Collectibles will ship your product anywhere in the world, so make sure you're taking advantage of the 12% savings with TSS12. And if Pokemon is not your thing, don't worry. Go to atlastcg.com and see all the other amazing trading card game products they have there to offer.
The Shuffle Squad is partnered with PTCGO Store to provide our community with the best access to Pokemon TCG codes. They have codes available 24/7, instant email delivery, and you can save 5% off by using code TSS5. If you're a YouTube member or Patreon supporter, you'll have access to a special code that gets you 10% off. So what are you waiting for? Use code TSS5 today and save 5% on your next order of codes on any codes available at PTCGOstore.com.
PokeXWord, the best place to get your fill of Pokemon-inspired puzzles. New puzzles are posted every day, and they recently launched a new Guess That Pokemon puzzle, which is a ton of fun to play. Go check them out at PokeXWord.com and be sure to follow them on Twitter for your chance to win a ton of PTCGO codes every month.
Check out the Late Night Series Season 6, brought to you by myself, Zach Lesage, and the Shuffle Squad. We're going to be running a bunch of sick events for the Pokemon community, and they start on August 30th. So one thing you might be noticing here is that there's an EU time and an NA time. We have one at 12 p.m. Eastern, which works out to about 5 p.m. in London, and then we have one at 7 p.m. Eastern, which should help out a lot of players on the West Coast play in this event. That being said, we still have a lot of cool things going on. Expect similar prizing that we've had for other late night series events. Expect better staffing, expect better tournament experiences, and of course we do have a stream going up for this season as well, and I will be streaming the event on Twitch. That being said, we have the whole season up on the Play Limitless website. Late Night 51 all the way through 70 runs until we hit the Invitational on November 5th. So check that out, sign up today, and support Zach Lesage Events and the Shuffle Squad. See you there.